What's up, guys? It's B Wade. I have 5 NBA props that I'm gonna walk you all through tonight. We're gonna fade 3 players. We're gonna go overs on the other 2. We're gonna try and change up our strategy a little bit. Looking at Thursday, props just fucking fell flat on their face. We still have for free props. All of the Lakers Warriors players are still playing. That game actually just kicked off as I'm starting to record. The other 2, Lopez and Edwards, both chalked. Edwards hooked. And then looking at game picks for VIP, we actually did pretty well. We started out 3-0, ended the night 3-2, and then an MLB same game parlay I gave out for the Phillies game cashed. So that was a big hit for me, at least. I think that cleared anything that I might have lost on props. Hopefully you guys tailed that. That was an afternoon game. So games turned out pretty well for VIP. Props just continued to destroy us. I think I'm going to lighten up on NBA props and continue to play games as we head into the playoffs, and we'll start getting back into props as the playoffs start. But as always, there's 2 ways you guys can get into VIP. You can either sign up on one of these apps that I talked to you about in this video, or one of the apps down below in the description, or you can use code NBA. You're going to get 80% off. I am not going to try and mix words about it. We are not on a hot streak right now, right? Transparency and consistency are the 2 foundations that I try to build this channel on. I always want to be honest with you guys, and I always want to be consistent, and I want to help us make money over time. Over time, we're making money. This week, we are not. So we're going to bounce back strong this weekend, guys. I'm going to walk you through these 5 picks. It's up to you whether you want to take them or not. I'm going to show you the data. I'm putting my money on them, but ultimately it's up to you to decide what you guys want to do with your money. Also giving away a signed Paolo Banchero jersey this month. I do a giveaway every month. I'm going to talk to you later in the video about that, but I'm going to start getting into these picks for you. So we are starting out. We're going to do a 3-man underslip. All 3 of these we're going to go under on. I'm starting out with Darius Garland, under 19.5 points. And guys, in his last 21 games, he's only gone over this 6 times. You can see here, 6 games out of 21. He's averaging about 17.5 over these last 21 games. Similar players are being held. They aren't going over their line. I don't know why I'm trying to make this complicated. Similar players are only going over their line 40% of the time against San Antonio. They have one head-to-head matchup this year. He went 4 for 15 in that matchup. And so considering the fact that San Antonio is pretty much done for the year, and hopefully I think we'll end up with a blowout. I don't think Garland ends up playing his usual minutes allotment, and so I am fading Garland at 19.5 points. Next, I am fading Stephon Castle at 19.5 points as well. So he's only been hitting this at a 43% rate. Now, he did hit this in their one head-to-head game this year, but as you can see, first off, it was an 8-point game. So this was a close game. He had to play his normal minutes. He actually played a little more at 32. He took 23 shots to hit this line. He went 9 for 23. That is the most shots he's taken in a game all year. So it took him his highest field goal volume to just barely get over this, right? He only cleared it by 2 points. And similar players are only going over their line at a 40% rate against Cleveland. Then you can also see Cleveland's strongest defensive area on the court is in the restricted area, where he scores 50% of his points. So I don't see him necessarily replicating that 22-point game here unless he ends up taking 23 to 25 shots again, which I don't see happening. I also think Cleveland's back in their groove, getting ready for playoff basketball, and I don't think this game's as close as the last one, so I don't think he plays the full 4th quarter again. And then our third pick that I am fading, Max Strus at 4.5 rebounds. So he's only gone over this, you can see, 4 times in the last 14 or 15 games. He's not hitting it very consistently lately. Then you can also see similar players have only gone over their rebound line 2 out of 11 times for similar players to Max Strus, right? That was towards the beginning of the year. Coulibaly and Kelly Oubre Jr. went over it, and these were before 2025 even hit. Since 2025 hit, they've all been held under their rebound line. In the matchup they had just a couple weeks, not even a couple weeks ago, 10 days ago, a week ago, he only had 4 rebounds in that matchup. And again, that was a close game. I'm not sure if he gets the full minutes that he played in that game again. And so those are our 3 picks we're going to start out with. You can see that slip on the screen here. We're getting 6x for this on Underdog. Underdog's one of my favorite fantasy apps. They put their lines up as early or earlier than anyone else. They have some of the best payouts in the industry, getting 6x for a standard 3-man. They have a lot of props available for each player. Tons of promos, profit boosts, discounted picks, free picks, all that stuff. And one of the best sign-up bonuses, they're going to double your first deposit up to $1,000 when you use code BWADE. It's probably the highest max sign-up bonus you're going to get anywhere, getting it doubled up to $1,000. All you have to do is use code BWADE, and then when you do sign up, even if you only deposit $5 or $10, take a screenshot, send it to me on Instagram, and I'll hook you up with that free week of VIP, guys. It's a win-win. Take advantage of that sign-up bonus, and just take advantage of having Underdog as an option, right? Because you want to be able to line shop, you want to take advantage of promos, and Underdog's a great platform to do that on. Looking at the signed Paolo Banchero jersey, y'all, this is the 6th, I think it's the 6th, yeah, autographed jersey I'm giving away on this channel. I've already given away Jamar Chase, Ray Lewis, and then 3 signed SGA jerseys. All you have to do to be entered is subscribe to this channel, like this video, and drop a comment. That's it. It is my way to show my appreciation to you guys. I really do. I enjoy doing this. It's been rough lately, and for the most part, you guys have been super supportive, and you know, this is what we do. I show you the picks I like, I walk through the data on them, and you guys can decide what you want to do with them. But I do appreciate the support, and this has been fun. So make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment so you can be entered to win that. It's always fun at the end of the month getting to send those autographed jerseys to one of you guys for free. So let's get into these last 2 picks. Now I'm taking DeAndre Hunter over 4.5 rebounds, and he's only hit this in 50% of his last 30 games, so that doesn't do a lot for me, but this is a great matchup for him. You can see here, similar players have gone over on their rebound line 90% of the time against the Spurs. Only one that missed was Desmond Bane, and even he went under in one game and then over in the other. Now, when you look at DeAndre Hunter head-to-head against them, he has 3 matchups, which is a decent sample size, all December on, and one of them was on his current team with the Cavs. The previous 2 were on a different team with Atlanta. He covered in all 3, no sweat. It wasn't even close, and so I really like DeAndre Hunter to go over 4.5 rebounds. And then I'm pairing that up with Klay Thompson over 12.5 points. He's hit this in his last 3 games. He's hitting it at a 63% rate over his last 30, averaging over 15 points a game. And similar players are going over their line 60% of the time against the Clippers. When we look head to head, he's hit this in both games against them, 22 and 16. So, and then the Clippers are a great defense. So the fact that his top 2 scoring play types, that they're just average at defending them, whether it's spot up shooting or transition offense, that's actually good for us because there's a lot of other play types that they are much better at defending. And so the fact they're just average at those 2, he's hit it in both games against them, and similar players are hitting it at a solid rate, and even he hit it in his last 3, and he's going over it in 63% of his last 30. Makes me feel confident in taking Klay Thompson over 12.5 points. I'll add this in on Underdog as well, just because they're the first one to have these lines up. They're giving us a 3x payout, which is pretty standard for a 2-man. And again, when you sign up on Underdog, they're going to double that first deposit up to $1,000 when you use code BWADE. Now there's another fantasy app that I've been using a lot lately, and they put their lines up early. They give us 7 to 10 promos every day. And I'm talking about Sleeper, right? I've been putting in a lot of slips with them lately. Guys, their sign-up bonus is when you deposit $5 and use code BWADE, they give you $55 in free bets. So like if your account's starting to get low, or maybe you just want some free money to bet with, sign up on Sleeper, use code BWADE and put $5 in there, and you're going to get $55 to play with of free money. Probably the best sign-up bonus when you don't want to deposit much money, right? I think Sleeper and then Dabble just gives you $25 for free with no deposit, but if you're not depositing much, those are the 2 best sign-up bonuses, Sleeper and Dabble. You can deposit $5 in Sleeper, nothing in Dabble, and get $55 and $25 for free. Now, if you're going to deposit a lot and you want to get like it matched, Underdog's the best for that. But if you don't have much that you want to deposit, sign up on Sleeper, use code BWADE, get that free $55. And then you'll see in the bottom right of the screen as well, you can sign up on Dabble, use code BWadePicks, and get that free $25 to play with no deposit required. Both great options. They both have great payouts. A lot of different reasons that I like different apps, right? They all have their purpose. So check out Sleeper, check out Dabble, sign up. And if you do, even if you just put a $5 deposit in, take a screenshot, send it to me on Instagram, and I'll hook you up with that free week of VIP, guys. Appreciate you. Make sure to like, subscribe, drop a comment so you can be entered to win that signed Paolo Banchero jersey. Let's get it.